Well, people were laughing at us anyways, but I was like, fuck, we have no viewers anyway.
Hey guys, if you're joining us on YouTube, give us a second while we load up on everything else.
Yes, give us a second as we get our Facebook up and running. We get the live video. We are.
Bear with us here for just a second.
Know, or that you don't know, I am now back on Facebook.
Yeah, tell them where to check you out. Not literally, but
if you are not my friend on Facebook, add me, Borba, and we're gonna share our live video on Renee's channel, my channel, and SOL. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
When are we going live on Facebook?
Now.
We're about to go live on Facebook, right?
That's not
What?
your thing.
Yeah, just sign out.
We're about to
write us a comment about anything you want to discuss, any questions you have, any topics you would like us to talk about, anything like that. We'll do our best to answer your questions. It's not like our chat is live right now. We're too crazy right now, so I'm sure we'll be able to answer them. Trying to go live on Facebook right now.
Let's let some people join us real quick before we start rolling.
Oh, look at that. Earl Robinson.
Earl Robinson, Isaac Bejarano. What's up, man? Give us a second. We will get this rolling.
Earl's writing already talking.
He's excited to get.
What do you say? I can't read that far.
For one, he said, "Go Pat, go." Why didn't Renee know who Aaron Jones was last week? Earl, it's a little too.
I think he started drinking pretty early, so it's not like he follows the Packers anyways.
And like I said in that video, unless
you're a Packers fan, you don't know too many.
Fan. But Earl, I gotta admit, my friend, top 5 right now. Would you agree with me there?
Top 5?
I mean, statistically.
Who? Aaron Jones?
Yeah. No?
He had one good game.
It was he's had a pretty solid season. We gotta look up the stats on that.
Yeah, they have had
Earl, tell us the stats on that.
Packers have had a good
I guess I didn't know who he was, and then obviously Earl's confused right now. I mean, Ward was confused. All right, so anyways, we only got 4 people. It's all good. Hey guys, welcome to Speaking Out Loud with Renee and Borba. We are here. SOL, man, what's going on? Today we're going to recap a couple things from week 5, jump into some week 6 stuff, talk about some MVPs, hopefully get some guests. Vincent Oaxaca did say he will join us. So unless he punks out, he shall be on the show. Also, John Borba has a buddy coming in. His name is
Alex.
And he is not local. He's not from Roswell. He's from out of town.
Maybe he'll spread our word.
Hopefully he'll come on the show, man. But let's jump right into this week 5.
There was a couple good ones. I think one that stood out was the Rams and Seahawks, the Thursday night game, I believe. That was a really good game.
On that Rams and Seahawks game.
Yeah.
The Rams definitely blew it. I mean,
the Seahawks should have lost, but it's still a really good game. And Colts Chiefs was a very good game. Colts punched the Chiefs in the mouth. out physical them. They just and we'll talk about the
I-
Chiefs' downfall, like what could be their Achilles heel for the rest of the
Definitely.
season.
I think
We'll
the most
get into
hyped
that.
game of the weekend was definitely, I think a lot of people would say, the most disappointing game probably is the Cowboys and Packers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, let's jump right into that since Earl's already on the topic with us. So, I mean, I did make the comment about Aaron Jones. I wasn't very familiar with him. Earl drew us a stat here. He says he's leading the league in rushing touchdowns, but no, not top 5. Which, yeah, statistically, he's doing pretty good, though. I mean,
it helps Aaron Rodgers because they got a decent running game.
yeah, and what's crazy, Aaron Rodgers threw 0 touchdowns.
Yeah, he didn't really need
And
to.
they dominated, yeah.
He didn't really need to do.
Dominated. Kids
He just-
from El Paso, so that's pretty cool. But,
Ooh. Aaron Jones?
yeah.
UTEP?
Yeah.
Is he
I'm not
from
sure
UTEP?
exactly where
I think
is
he
from,
played
so-
college ball at UTEP. I'm not sure though.
Man,
I'm
but
sure Earl knows.
I mean, what do you think? What happened? What happened there?
I think the first thing that happened is Amari drops a pick. That's already a frustrating play.
Yeah, I personally think that changed the entire game. If he catches that ball, it's a potential touchdown. You don't know one-on-one.
It's kind of a hard pass. It's behind him. He's in stride. Like he has to, kind of adjust.
And what's Dak's problem right now is, if you notice, which I know a lot of people notice, is he throws behind the receiver a lot.
I've noticed that, especially in the middle of the field, he's kind of thrown behind receivers. I think he but I've seen that too.
Yeah, his biggest mistakes right now are he is throwing behind the defenders.
Mhm.
I mean, you can't. It hits the receiver's hands. And for Amari Cooper, I think if you want to get paid, you have to catch that ball, right?
Yeah,
you have to catch that ball. But as far as Dak wanting to get paid as well, that ball has to be in front of him. And if it is, they probably score.
And the thing about Dak, there's a reason he's not being paid, and I think we're kind of seeing that these last couple of weeks. A lot to prove to Jerry Jones. I think we know what kind of quarterback he is. A lot of Cowboys fans, either you have a high expectation of Dak. He can make every throw. He's going to lead the team down the field. He's going to score. He's going to be like an Aaron Rodgers type, but he's not that type of quarterback. And I think that's kind of disappointing to certain Cowboys fans. I'm sure there's a lot of Cowboys fans that believe in him, that he can lead the team, to us make a deep run and all that. But there's other fans, or not even fans of the team, just people that watch football that don't believe that Dak is that quarterback that can take the team. Like, he could be holding back that team in certain ways.
Yeah. But
so
I think Dallas is so loaded that they can easily make a run because they have a quarterback that is decent. But it's all going to be up to how well that defense plays. And right now, they're not very good.
And Dak really hasn't proved anything against competition. Like, his stats, his week 1 stats are 405 yards. His week 2 stats, 269 yards. His week 3 stats, 246 yards. So every week, his yards have gone down and down and down. He got off to a strong start. And it's not only about Dak. Maybe people are catching on to Kellen Moore as a play caller.
Yeah.
Not too many people have thought of that either.
That's for sure.
He's
got out-coached.
Yeah.
He
And I feel Kellen Moore is also he's gone away from the running game, kind of. I mean, it doesn't help that you go down early like that to the Packers,
for sure.
But for instance, the Vikings, when we were down 21-0, we still hand the ball to Dalvin Cook. He popped a 75-yard run for a touchdown.
Yeah.
So I think you got to stick with what works. And I think, Kellen Moore being so new to play calling and all that type of stuff, in-game, all that type of hype and all that stuff. I think it takes time to grow into that type of good play caller that, he knows
and
what
one
works
thing
best
about,
for the team.
Dallas is known for running. Everybody knows it, right?
Yeah.
And to get away from what wins you games, that's who they are, and they're not doing it. So I hyped up Kellen Moore a lot at the beginning.
I did. I'm sure a lot of
people
people
it was
did.
nice, but at the same time, like you keep saying, they didn't play anybody. So at the same time,
I think he's got to look at. I think he's got to improve as a play caller. Dak's got to improve as a passer.
They got to go back to the bread and butter. Run the damn ball. Give the ball to Zeke. Give him his 30 carries. They paid him for a goddamn reason. Give him the ball. Right.
He's still that offense still runs through Zeke. It doesn't run through Dak. And when Dak has that running game, he's a way better quarterback.
Oh, for sure.
I
Easily.
mean, it's so
It's just a matter of running the ball.
you see it all across
But
the
we
NFL.
can't take away from the performance that the Packers did.
Yeah.
Sure, Dallas did give him a shot there towards the end, and then Dak threw a pick, which pretty much closed it out.
I don't think they would have came back anyway if he didn't throw a pick.
Well, they would have been down by one score.
I mean, I don't know.
So I'm not saying
They're
they would.
playing
I'm not
Canada.
saying they would have came back, but because Amari Cooper
Dak could have easily
Amari Cooper had
thrown.
200 plus. Dak threw for 400 plus. So when you look at the stats, you would easily think that Dallas made a run, right?
Mhm.
But I mean, Green Bay's defense is solid, bro. And the one
I
thing,
think what they did, they took advantage of that pass rush. They got Preston Smith and Zadarius Smith coming off the edge, and they took advantage of. Tyron Smith wasn't playing that game.
No.
They took advantage of that. They got in Dak's face. That didn't help. At first, you don't have a running game, and then you're sending pressure like that at Dak. That did not help his
and you go
cause.
down
You know?
17, boom.
Yeah.
Just
So
like that.
he could have. Dak could have had a word. I know. Who was it? Kevin King or somebody dropped a pick. I know you probably
King
saw.
was out, but
Josh Jackson maybe or Jair Alexander. Somebody dropped a. Dak threw it right to him. And he dropped it. Yeah. That was the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That could have been four picks.
Yeah.
That could have been 4 picks on the day.
Oh, for sure.
Not saying they were all Dak's fault, but
Yeah.
I mean that.
So how good is Green Bay's defense? I mean, I know. Hey, Earl, you texted me and told me I was doo-dooing on the Packers defense, and I was a little bit just because of what Philadelphia did, assuming that Dallas was going to do the same thing, run the ball.
I think if Dallas didn't start so bad, they would have kind of exposed the Packers. Haven't been able to stop nobody on the ground this year. And I think the fact that they got down so early, they were kind of forced to pass, and Kellen Moore didn't stick to the game plan either. So that kind of made the Packers defense look good. Like they just had to pin their ears back and go after Dak.
For sure.
So
what's scary? What I take out of that game is what's scary is Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. He made some crazy plays. Dallas did have some pressure on him. Dallas put some hell of pressure on him, but man, the dude just makes some crazy throws. Like there's just something. There was one where he scrambled right, had nowhere. 2 linebackers pressed on him, and Jimmy Graham just leads them. I mean, cornerbacks all over him, leads him for first down, making on a big third down at that, making things look just way too easy. And that's why Aaron Rodgers is so great, though, is he creates almost anything out of nothing. But that can also be his downfall. So.
But I think he did enough. Like he didn't really have to play out of his mind that game because the fact that they got up early.
They ran the shit out of that ball.
Aaron Jones just went off. He had a career day, and
I think as Cowboy fans, the Green Bay Packers, I've been saying it, are their kryptonite, unfortunately. So if we go to the playoffs, I'll be a little worried if we have to go through Green Bay, especially in Green Bay at that. I don't know, man. I'm starting to think I'd rather play them in Green Bay than I would in Dallas because.
I mean, what'd you say? Like I heard that. The crowd was like 60-40 or something. There was so many Packers fans there.
Yo, we went to a store and I was wearing a Cowboy shirt and Earl was wearing. He wasn't even wearing a.
He was wearing a Packers jersey.
No. It was like the day before, and like he's wearing like his college shirt, and there was just Packer fans there. They were everywhere. I mean, honestly, they were everywhere. My cousin texts me, and he's just like, "Yeah, this place is loaded with green." I'm like, "Dude, that sucks, dude. That sucks."
Yeah, I feel like
Jerry's
World has never had. That's not been one of the stadiums known for a great home field advantage.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know why, but it's just that way
tough.
For some reason.
Let's go to that next game. Let's go.
Another matchup that we could talk about is the Colts Chiefs.
Oh, good one.
That was a good matchup, and I think what we figured out about that game is that Patrick Mahomes is human, and when he doesn't have his receivers, and he had a beat up O-line, and it was showing. Like he was under pressure all game. His ankle was hurt. I know he hurt his ankle, and
that was like was that in the second half or?
Well, kind of in both halves. but he was getting pressured.
He's had the ankle injury from the previous game because he did kind of tweak it. So he's definitely carrying that ankle injury. But I mean, I really don't want to dwell on that ankle injury as much. I know it has an effect.
I don't think
it has an effect on him, but
I don't think that really did much.
The Colts put heat on him and force him to come out
right
of the
now.
pocket.
Yeah, right now, weapon, and finally somebody double teamed Travis Kelce. Like he was double covered. He was double covered. He only had like 1 or 2 all game, something like that.
Yeah,
but they really shut him down, and they played solid defense, and they forced Patrick to hit his other receivers, and that was
the Colts are such a hit and miss team right now. Like,
what's crazy about the Colts is that Darius Leonard, arguably their best defensive player, he's out. There's a lot of potential with that team, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Sorry, reading a comment. What they do later on in the season, get a little bit more healthy. It's going to be crazy because Jacoby Brissett, he's a game manager. He doesn't make mistakes. And Marlon Mack, he's turned into like a top 5 running back in the league. Surprisingly, I was thinking this in the game, and Chris Collinsworth brought it up. He was like, you know who he runs like? A lot like Le'Veon Bell. And it's true. He's a really patient runner. He'll kind of be patient behind the line and then just hit the hole. He's real shifty, just patient. He could do it all. And he reminded me of Le'Veon Bell, even before Chris Collinsworth brought it up. And he looked solid. And what helps him look that good is that offensive line looks really good. Quentin Nelson is a beast. That dude's out.
Do you still think Jacoby Brissett's as good as you think he is? You kind of put a lot of hype on him.
I'd roll with him. I think he can take him to the playoffs. So yeah, I still believe in him.
I don't know if he can take him, but definitely Matt can.
Who?
The running back.
Yeah, Marlon Mack. Yeah, he's solid, and Jacoby Brissett doesn't really have to do any. Like he's got to make good plays. Don't turn the ball over. That defense,
don't turn it over. I think as of right now, if the Colts just don't turn it over, I mean they can be good.
Yeah, they can.
Not that they're not good.
And what else? And that's what messed up Patrick Mahomes a lot. That pressure. And they finally had opportunities to pin their ears back. They don't have a lot of big names besides like Justin Houston and Jabal Sheard coming off the edges, but like they have a lot of young dudes that like can play, and their pass rush really shined that game. And Colts are a scary team. They're good. They're a good team. They're definitely a team that can make the playoffs. And I'm rooting for them. So that's my team in the AFC.
Marlon Mack had 29 carries for 132 yards, averaging 4.6.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
And he was just grinding down that Chiefs defense, man. It was crazy. All those dudes just breathing, hands on the hips, like, bro, like it. Yeah, he was just grinding them down, dude. It was crazy.
Hell of a game.
And now to talk about the Chiefs, like, what's their Achilles heel? I know they're going to get Tyreek back in a couple weeks, but that defense, man, if you can just grind them down, be able to run the ball successfully. What have teams been able to, what happened these past 2 weeks? Run the ball successfully, make good plays, don't turn the ball over, and then you don't get the ball to Patrick Mahomes. That keeps the ball out of his hand, ball over. And they won that game. They performed really good clock management.
Yeah.
That whole entire game.
If you're the Chiefs, though, I don't think you panic whatsoever.
No.
I think once Tyreek Hill comes back, it's going to open the field right back where it was. Patrick Mahomes, he's still putting up crazy numbers. He's human, but he's still putting up crazy numbers. Yeah. On this game, he threw 22 for 39, 321 yards, and a touchdown. That's
that's not bad. He's definitely done better.
It's better than the average quarterback. That's for sure.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, what was I going to say? I totally forgot what I was going to say.
Well, the one thing that they don't have anymore is they can't really run the ball very well.
Yeah, that's been another problem.
That's and tough for them.
The only thing I'd be concerned about if I was a Chiefs fan is that O-line. The O-line. What was it? Some dude, Hunter, I don't know if he's going to be starting the next game because of offensive line injuries. He just could not handle a pass rush to save his life. So that really costed the Chiefs also. And it'll be interesting to see how their offensive line holds up. You know, that might be the weakness of that offense right now.
His offense line, and I mean, and like you said, the defense gives up a lot.
Yeah,
gives up a lot.
Yeah, and you got to be able to score.
That's tough. Chiefs fans, don't panic though. Do not panic. While we're on the Chiefs, though, man, just let's kind of jump into the Chiefs and Texans game from Week 6. Just kind of get off the Week 5 recap. Texans are going over to Kansas City, hostile environment. It's an early game. It is at 11.
It's going to be a real good game.
Houston just came off a pretty good win. We finally saw, we finally saw that offense make some moves. Deshaun Watson kind of is finally coming to form. I mean, it's one game. Good win, though.
Here's my take on the Texans. I think their trade for Laramie Tunsil and getting rid of Jadeveon Clowney. I think
which is doing good in Seattle.
I think it's starting to pay off because I feel like Deshaun Watson he's really underrated, and what held him back was that offensive line. Like, he was running for his life his first couple of years in the league. That's why he got hurt. You know, he was getting sacked more than any quarterback in the league.
For sure.
And now that left tackle, Laramie Tunsil's starting to get, comfortable, and it's helping him. That left side's strong. He's got his backside protected a lot better now. He'll be able to read the field, and I really like Watson. I feel like Watson is okay. He's no Mahomes, but I feel like he was Mahomes before Mahomes was Mahomes. If that makes sense, like he could have been if Mahomes isn't in the league.
I mean, there was a lot of hype.
If Mahomes wasn't in the league right now, like, Watson could be that guy. Like, I think it's going to be a really good matchup, and I personally, to give it away, I'm going for the Texans. Like, I'm going for the Texans that game for sure.
I'm rooting the Texans, but every time that I root against the Chiefs, it seems like they get a dub. But the only thing about the Texans is I don't want to jump on them just yet is they were playing Atlanta. And there's been so many question marks around Atlanta. I mean, for one, it's embarrassing.
Their coach is on the hot seat. I think they're gone by week 8.
Fired.
Yeah, he's gone by week 8.
He's next.
Really
next.
Disappointing.
Especially, he's next. There's no question about it. He's next. He's costing them way too much. But Deshaun Watson went 28 for 33, 426 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
Solid.
That
really
is
good.
Hell of a game.
Yeah, that's really good.
Will Fuller probably had the best game of his life. 14 receptions, 217 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
You got Will Fuller, Kenny Stills, D Hop. Like, you got targets, dude.
Oh, for sure.
Duke Johnson, he's a good running back. Like,
I just think if they fail, they're another example of Atlanta, just overly talented. They can't do shit.
I think right now they got the better coaching for sure. I mean, obviously they got the better coaching staff.
Definitely.
Atlanta's coaching staff's gonna be gone in a couple of weeks, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and they got a decent running back. Carlos Hyde isn't washed up just yet, so that's a plus. I mean, he didn't have it as an explosive game, but they did run the ball 21 times.
Yeah, and they're doing. Yeah, this is without Lamar Miller. He's out for the season. Duke Johnson can run the ball and catch. So, like, out of the backfield. So they got weapons.
That's not an amazing duo.
But it gets job done for a quarterback like Watson. Yeah,
because combined they ran for a little 110 yards.
Yeah,
for 20 carries. It's pretty solid.
Yeah, man. So they almost got like 600 yards of offense.
Like I said, though, but it is Atlanta, so you don't want to get too hyped. Atlanta is
super disappointing.
They're
by far disappointing.
But Houston's going in at 3-2 against a 4-1 Kansas City's Chiefs team.
It'll be a good game.
They are great at home. But there's questions around that ankle
Kansas City right now.
And that ankle.
Yeah.
How healthy? I mean, how healthy is he? How healthy is he with pressure?
Yeah.
And right now,
JJ Watt's going to be getting in the backfield. So
yeah,
we're gonna see. It's going to be a good matchup. It could be a shootout.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, speaking of JJ Watt, let's jump to no, not JJ Watt. I'm sorry. Talking about defensive end, though, Let's go back to week 5. Cleveland and San Francisco.
Oh, Nick Bosa. Going off, huh?
Nick Bosa coming back, or not coming back, but finally having.
Yeah, he had, 2 sacks, Forced fumble and a fumble recovery,
And a
something
fumble
like that.
recovery,
Yeah.
And I think he had about 4 or 5 hits on Baker Mayfield. Probably the highlight of the game was his response to his hit right before his sack right before the half, planting the flag. It feels a lot better in the pros than what it did in college, I'm gonna guess. Would you agree on that one?
I'm sure Baker Mayfield didn't care.
I
don't know.
I wouldn't care when I was getting whooped that bad either. I mean, I don't think you can care.
I don't think he responded to that anyways.
No,
I know he
just
responded to the Richard Sherman, the no handshake thing, but he actually did shake their hands.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Funny comment on that was finally the camera helped me.
Yeah. That was a good response.
Richard Sherman, though, that's trash, man. Like, just trying to stir up some drama.
Yeah. You're probably not going to play Cleveland ever again, or at least not this year. You know, nail on someone that's already having a shitty game, year. Yeah, Baker Mayfield.
And you know, that kind of brings up a point. Like, how are the Browns going to respond to this? Like, their backs are against the wall. Like, either this week against the Seahawks, they're either going to show out or not show out. You know what I mean? Like, this is because they got a rough schedule after this. They play Seahawks, Patriots. I told you.
It finally gets a little.
I told you, man. They're 2-5. I see 2-5. I don't think they respond good. I mean, this is when you're going to get the most out of your team right here. 2-3, backs up against the wall. Russell Wilson, possible MVP. Man, you gotta win this game. This could save your season if you win this game.
Yeah, for sure.
Me personally, I don't think they do it.
No
chance. Even though I feel like the Seahawks are good. Russell Wilson is carrying that team.
They're definitely
carrying that team
because they're the same.
Without Russell Wilson,
they got a winning record, but I mean, they're the same. It's like they play to their opponent's potential.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, but Russell Wilson's always going to be. He's going to keep his team in the game usually every week. So, yeah.
Oh, man. Ruben, you are a jokester, bro.
What happened?
Nothing. He just said, you should be a journalist. They are either going to show out or not show out.
What would I say? They're either going to show out or go home. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know what to say. I'm not that good with my words. So.
Cleveland will win the division. Put money on it. I won't put money on it.
I'll put money on it.
Put money on it.
Cleveland.
We can have a bet now.
Cleveland's going 7-9, maybe.
7-9.
Maybe.
Stupid.
Maybe.
I don't think they win the division. Well, I don't know, man. That division is shitty, though.
It's the worst division in the NFL.
Yes, you don't want to place that. You definitely don't want to place that bet, though.
I'm placing
because it's such a flip. Going 8-8. 8-8. For sure, someone's going in 8-8.
I think once the Ravens figure out their defense a little bit better.
I honestly 7-9. I could see it. Yeah. Two teams fighting at 7-9. That's gonna be embarrassing.
I just think the Ravens are a better team. They'll show it when they play again. So I think Ravens will get that next dub.
Do you don't think it's like one of those things where Cleveland just hasn't really found it yet? You know, I think
it has a lot to do with like coaching.
Think about it. Think about like the NBA, right? Like, let's just compare it to the NBA.
They might have
just
the
a
worst
little
offensive line in the NFL.
But in the NBA, it takes games for them to finally mesh. Just the difference is in the NFL, you don't have as many games, but it's still early, and that division is so shitty.
The
division is so shitty. Like
I know, but
in that division, the only other team that can compete with them is the Ravens.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers.
But the Ravens are even questionable at this point.
Well, yeah, I know that, but I think the Ravens are still going to win the division. I just feel like Baker Mayfield is regressing. He's not progressing, especially as a passer, and it doesn't matter what weapons are around him. I think he cares about OBJ's touches. I think he cares about a lot of stuff other than leading the team. So. That's my take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have a little bit. I just think the division is so shitty that they have a chance.
I know. Yeah. I can understand that point.
They have a chance.
I'm just sticking to what I've been saying since the beginning of the year. I'm not going back on it.
I'm still gonna roll with the Browns. I mean, like I said, I thought they were gonna win their division, and I still do. I think there was a lot of hype around the Ravens, but Mark Ingram is playing pretty stout. So if they continue to run the ball,
I think what cost the Ravens against the Browns in that first game was their defense. And I think once that defense gets figured out a little bit better, because there's some communication problems on the back end, there's some injuries.
Let me run the Browns schedule by you right quick. Okay, so they went through their really bad run, right? So now we're going Seattle, New England.
LL Cool J.
I wouldn't be surprised if they'd be the first ones to beat the Patriots. And I'm only saying that because I feel like the Patriots are just not going to give a shit.
Patriots can afford a couple L's.
Yeah,
and they could easily. I just think no. I don't think Tom Brady wants to lose to Baker Mayfield.
I guess that's true.
No way.
That's true.
No way.
That's true.
I'm going. Okay, so they're 2-5. 2-5.
Okay. Then they got the Broncos. I feel like that's a dub.
Ooh, I don't know.
It's a dub, man.
I think it's gonna be a close game.
The Broncos might go undefeated.
Okay, let's say we give them that win. 3-5.
Okay, 3-5. Then you got the Bills.
That's a tough game too.
That's a coin toss.
Let's just give them a win. Let's just give them the win. 4-5,
right? Then you got Pittsburgh.
5-5.
Okay. Then you got Miami.
6-5.
Okay. Then you got
dude.
Dude. And then you got
they lose against the Bills.
Okay, and then you got Pittsburgh.
Again.
That's 6-6, right? Okay.
6-6.
All right.
Mason Rudolph lights him up.
So I say 7-5.
James Conner,
point, right?
3 touchdowns.
And then you
on
have
the ground.
Cincinnati, dub. And then Arizona, dub.
That could be upset.
Dub.
They're gonna get upset.
You're just trying to find a way to not get.
They're gonna get
dubs,
upset. I'm telling you, they're gonna mess up.
And now they got the Ravens and then the Bengals again. So the second half of their season is pretty solid.
8-8.
I can see them 9-7 though. 9-7.
But they got to get it together.
Should we take a look at the Browns? I mean, the Ravens schedule real quick.
I mean, obviously they're gonna play the Bills, play the Browns again. They got the Patriots, Steelers.
Well, let me just read them to you.
Yeah, read it.
All right. So they got the Bengals this weekend, dub, right? Seattle and Seattle.
L.
Patriots. L. Well, that's in Baltimore.
L.
Bengals, dub. Texans.
L.
Rams.
L.
Niners.
L. Oh my God, dude! I don't care. Let's just move on from this subject.
All right.
Browns, unless Baker Mayfield starts playing like progressing, making his reads, stepping up in the pocket instead of running back 10 yards and then rolling out to the right every time, thinking he's an athlete. He's an overrated athlete. He's not. He can't make plays outside the pocket. That's my take.
A lot of hostility towards Cleveland, man. Baker Mayfield kissed my ass. That's what JB just said.
Listen, I think it starts with the coaching staff, and they got an awful. I don't think Freddie Kitchens isn't made to be a coach, and I think once they get a better coaching staff, then I think you can see the real potential of the Browns. But this year, I feel like they're just going to disappoint.
Browns win the division.
I don't know. We got to bet something.
Felipe says Ravens go 9-7, Browns 7-9. Come on,
I'll
Baker.
Take that. I'll take
isn't
that.
Just the issue. Their defense is.
Their offensive line is bad. Their offensive line is really bad, especially their tackles.
Honestly, I think their defense is ranked.
Their defense is good.
It's ranked like top 10 right now.
Their defense is good. The defense really isn't, and they got people hurt right now. Denzel Ward's out.
It's hard to stay on the field that long, and because the offense isn't doing anything. They're doing so many 3 and outs.
There's just so much potential, but I feel like it's just not being used right.
Yeah, I got to disagree with you.
But the thing is Kareem Hunt comes back also. That's a good one too.
Gee, if they grind it out to week 8,
somehow
they got a chance.
What at 4-4? So they got to upset. They got to upset the Seahawks with Patriots.
If they win against Seattle, are you leaning a little bit to say, hey? Baker might prove me wrong.
Yeah,
Baker might prove me wrong.
Yeah, maybe.
Then you're just gonna have to plan.
I'll
You're
just
gonna have to do the flag.
just the Cleveland bound flag.
Yeah,
And just
in
plan
Minnesota.
it. Oh no!
Oh,
They,
that touched the
you
little
just
nerve.
destroyed Baker.
That touched the nerve.
You would destroy Baker. If you
That one touched the nerve. Hey, Borb, let's go ahead and talk. Let's go into.
What about our guest, Vincent?
Let's go. Let's try to give Vincent a holler. He's supposed
We're
to.
gonna
join
get
us.
Vincent on the screen.
Let's see if he jumps on here. But until he does answer, we want to get Vincent's take on
The 49ers. Are they
He's a 49ers
contenders or
fan.
pretenders?
Is Jimmy Garoppolo really that
Is
dude?
he the real deal?
Is that defense really as stout as they look?
I think they.
I think the
got
defense
potential.
is what's good. But let's
They're
get him on
young.
here.
Richard Sherman brings a lot of grit, a lot of edge, a lot of veteran leadership to that team. I definitely want Richard Sherman on my defense. I'll tell you that much.
Richard Sherman is balling, right? It's been pretty good. Bosa looked really great.
Yeah, and you got DeForest Buckner, Armstead. You got some beasts on that D line, and they're a dangerous team. They could
I really don't think Baker is that bad. Like, I mean, I don't think he's stout. Like, I don't think he's
but
awesome.
who's working with Baker Mayfield right now? Like, they gotta. I don't know, man. Their coaching staff is all messed up.
So there's some things you do and there's some things you don't.
What are the comments? We got a couple comments.
Get you while we wait for Vincent to join us here.
Who commented?
Oh, I got you. That's no questions.
Oh,
As expected, Vincent Oaxaca did not answer.
as expected.
Just gonna assume that he was afraid to give his take
He got
on the San
camera
Francisco
shy.
49ers.
He doesn't believe in his
But-
49ers, apparently.
But realistically, the Niners are looking pretty solid, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're looking good. And the thing is that Jimmy Garoppolo still hasn't had like a breakout game yet. So like you're still like wondering, what is Garoppolo's like potential? What's this,
how good do you think he really is?
I would say like he's kind of like the next Matt Ryan in a way.
That's a
more
little
mobile.
disappointing.
I mean, I don't know.
I think it's pretty cool that him and Tom Brady are the two undefeated quarterbacks. Him coming from New England.
Yeah. I think it's really helped him that he's had Kyle Shanahan as his offensive, kind of coach.
Which is really good.
And-
He's been a really good coach.
Yeah.
But I mean, as long as their defense is playing like the way they're playing and they continue to run the ball, I think.
Yeah, they got a good 1-2 punch with Matt Breida and Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman, he's now healthy, so he definitely helps. He can do everything out of the backfield for
And
them.
Jimmy he hasn't really made too many big mistakes.
Yeah,
So at least that's the good part of it is that he's not making those huge mistakes. Well, that was disappointing on Vincent's part there. I was really looking forward to see what he had to say.
yeah,
But
of course.
as of right now in the season, he has 920 yards, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. His QBR is 51.2. It's 14th best in the NFL. So he's definitely not living up to par as to what his expectations are.
Yeah,
But
but he's playing good enough.
they're playing great,
Mm-hmm.
and we haven't seen him show up. So I think if you're going to play San Francisco this year, I'd be a little bit scared.
Yeah,
It's definitely not a W on the board. Definitely not a
for
W.
sure.
Yeah, what else you got today?
We can get into some Week 6 matchups if you like, or
Hey, real quick, Felipe gave a comment. Kittle is stupid good.
yeah, Kittle's a beast.
Where would you put him with tight
As
ends?
tight ends, I think he's definitely top 3 for sure. For sure. You got Travis Kelce, who's arguably the best tight
For
end
sure.
now in the league. Zach Ertz, can't sleep on Zach Ertz. He's
Jason Wynn in there. I'm just like,
like 8 years ago.
I'm
like 8 years ago.
joking.
But yeah, you got to put Zach Ertz in there. He's probably top 3. He's a
I'd have
great
to
tight
agree
end
with
also. And then I think Kittle, he's 2-3 in that area. 3, yeah, 2-3,
Yeah,
something like
just because
that.
just like Philly, I have to put him at 2. But
Okay.
Top 3 easy.
Yeah, man. He can stretch the field. He runs like a receiver. He's a solid tight end.
For sure, man.
He's a good tight end, and that's what a young quarterback like Garoppolo needs. He needs a good running game, and he needs a tight end. Tight ends are always that type of dude that's like an outlet. Like, that's my safe pass. I can make that pass to him. He's a mismatch nightmare. So
Agreed.
Definitely top 3 tight end.
Agreed.
For sure.
Go ahead, man. What were you about to say before I interrupt?
Okay. So we've played 5 games. There's been 5 weeks in the NFL so far. Who do you think is the MVP so far of the league?
MVP right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go with Christian McCaffrey.
Really?
Christian McCaffrey.
And why do you think that?
For one, the Carolina Panthers are not very great. One. And they're on a hot streak right now, if I'm right?
Yeah, they won 3 in a row. Under Kyle Allen. And he's 3-0. And before that, Cam Newton was 0-8. Just want to bring that up.
Just want to point that out.
Yeah.
This last week, though, I think he really showed out how good he is and what he can create. One thing is, I think I'm rooting for him too, so I feel like I'm a little bit biased as to and then whenever you think of him as far as running backs.
Have you ever seen this at a white running back?
No, that's why I'm rooting for him.
He's a baller.
But so, dude, like top 3 running backs, I feel like he's in your top 3 easily.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I would take him. I'd take Dalvin Cook. And as your 3rd running back, it's kind of up in there. It's kind of, you could take Marlon Mack. You can take there's some good running backs, but
Saquon's hurt right now.
Saquon's hurt.
Zeke's underperforming.
Yeah, so for sure.
You might even knock him out of the top 5 right now.
Who would be a 3rd running back? I feel like it's Dalvin Cook and Christian McCaffrey right now that are
duking it out.
Yeah,
and I would personally take McCaffrey, and I would put him at MVP right now because of what he's done on the team that he's on. He doesn't really have much on that team, especially missing his quarterback, and he creates all the space for him. I mean, that's their Saquon.
He definitely helps Kyle Allen a lot.
Yeah, he's a freak of nature. Right now, he's averaging 5.6 yards a carry. He's ran for 105 attempts, 587 yards. Right now he's the league leading rusher. Dude's stout.
Yeah,
I don't want to jump on stats too much because I was giving you an argument the other day about how Dalvin Cook is the best.
You were.
Because statistically, I wouldn't start him over another player. Christian McCaffrey, though, I just feel like he's proven himself the last two years, really.
And for me, I think I'd take Russell Wilson right now, just because he's leading like an average team. He's leading that team to dubs, and he's such a smart quarterback. The way he plays, like no other quarterback in the league plays like Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson has his own style, and it's crazy. Like man, the things that he does on the field is crazy, and he's always protecting himself. Like that baseball slide, dude. That's the
Russell Wilson is probably one of the most annoying quarterbacks to me.
For sure, because he's so smart.
Yeah.
But I'll say this: if Watson wins over Mahomes, I think Watson is
Watson
in that.
up there just like
I think
for MVP talk over Mahomes.
Oh yeah,
I like that.
I think that's going to be whoever wins that game. If it's a shootout, especially where it's quarterback versus quarterback, like just in Watson outperforms Mahomes, you got to put him up there in the MVP race. Like I feel like the MVP race right now.
Like, do you still think Mahomes is performing like MVP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because his
stats just aren't as crazy as what they were last year.
I mean, he's still on pace to throw like 50, 60 touchdowns or something. I know it was earlier in the season. He was on pace to throw for 60 touchdowns, but that was like no way. Like for me this year, I thought Mahomes was going to still be good, but not have a great season like he did last year. But I mean, I don't know. But
I do like that Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
I like that.
I feel like he could easily take over.
And it's on the road.
Deshaun Watson's on the road.
Yeah, going to Kansas City.
See,
so if you put up that kind of
performance against Mahomes, like he's got to be in the top. He's got to be in the top. So I would definitely throw Watson in there if he gets the win. But right now, I'd take Russell Wilson, and just because how he's the plays that he's making and how he's leading that team to wins. But it's real close. I think it goes Russell Wilson, McCaffrey, and then his third, maybe Mahomes, probably third.
Watson.
Well, we'll see after this weekend. And then I think after that, I think you have Dalvin Cook, because if you throw McCaffrey in there, you got to throw Dalvin Cook in, as so far,
Okay.
statistically wise, like how he's literally he's a machine.
Yeah.
He does everything.
My only thing on that one is the fact that he's like we were talking earlier. The one reason I would take Christian McCaffrey over him is the fact that he's on a lesser team than Dalvin Cook is. Dalvin Cook's more set up to perform at that pace than McCaffrey is. Would you agree with me on that one?
He's more set up. Repeat your question. Sorry.
He's more set up to perform the way he's performing than Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what's helped Dalvin Cook is the presence of Gary Kubiak.
Yeah,
he's always had good runners.
What's scary also is if Kirk Cousins can perform, what it'll open up for Dalvin Cook. I mean, think about it.
Exactly.
I wasn't thinking about that either. Is that they are stacking the box and he's still performing.
Mm-hmm.
So that definitely is pretty.
The thing
amazing.
is, if Kirk can get his head out of his ass, then man, that opened, because the Vikings offense
that is
in general in totality they're underperforming when it comes to the passing game. They're underperforming.
His head is deep in the booty though.
Yeah, and I feel like hopefully this week
deep in the
he changes that
booty.
But as for MVP, some other things that have happened this week.
I like that. Hey, whoever's watching, man, let us know who's y'all's MVP take.
Yeah, for
As
sure.
Of going into this week, let us know. I'm curious to see.
Yeah.
Felipe did ask Ingram, do you think he's top 3? Mark Ingram.
Oh, this year, you could throw him in there. He's definitely he's a solid running back. And the thing about the Ravens, they're a run first team. And I feel like
so he's gonna
their
see a lot
success is going to come from
based off
Mark Ingram, all that kind of stuff.
I mean, he's definitely top 10 for sure, and I think you can make the argument for top 5.
Yeah,
for sure.
As of top 3, his stats. He doesn't have as many yards. Average is he's still averaging 5 yards a carry, which is solid. That's going to always help. But the thing is, he's not going to get as many carries as a Christian McCaffrey or Dalvin Cook, because of the type of they got other running backs besides Mark Ingram, and you got Lamar Jackson also running the ball too, which takes away carries from Mark Ingram. But he's still a
solid back.
He's a solid back,
solid
for sure. Yeah,
like it's top 10.
Yeah, for sure,
easily.
And
you can argue
think
top 5. But.
I think we're about to get a guest. But
we're gonna try guess one more time.
Try another
this
guess.
One does not fail us.
Yeah, but
Vino Sosa said Kirk Cousins needs to play as big as his payroll.
Oh, without a doubt. Like he's okay. Think about this. Kirk Cousins is making $84 million for these 3 years, and he got franchise tagged 2 years in a row in Washington for $24 million. This man has made what? $132 million. He's going to make $132 in 5 years.
Has he won a playoff game?
He's 0-1 in the playoffs. Bro, this man has took the bag. He's robbed Minnesota. Bro,
what's his record against winning teams?
5-27.
5-27.
And he has a chance to make it 6-27.
You know what sucks is one of those 5s is probably Dallas. That hurts a little bit. And on the other side, it's probably also the Philadelphia Eagles. So that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So this weekend on Sunday, we will have a live guest. Josh Limnard will be here. So you guys join us on Sunday. He'll be here. But we did get a guest in today, so let's get him on the phone. Barbara's gonna get him on the phone here right quick, but his Kirk Cousins' agent is a stud, man. So is Sam Bradford's agent. Everybody needs to figure out who he's rolling with, because goddamn, man. But I just don't know if the Eagles are gonna, not the Eagles. I don't know if the Vikings are gonna make the cut with Kirk Cousins, man. It's tough. It's tough. I think Borba disagrees with me definitely, but if Kirk Cousins can never get his head out of his ass, what can we expect? Can't expect much, but you pay out the $84 million, guaranteed. All of it is guaranteed. So that sucks. And the real question would be, I was telling Borba, see if maybe you guys agree with me, is maybe they should give a call to Kaepernick. Why not? What do they got to lose? Their quarterback sucks, anyways. So, just an idea. Vino, appreciate you watching the show, man. I know you're a Redskins fan. Curious to know what you think about them firing their head coach. I think it was a long time waiting. It was time for him to go. It's time. Honestly, I wish they would have held him on for the rest of the year, because they did get Dwayne Haskins because of him. So, yeah, I mean, they should have given him a chance to at least help develop him and see how the rest of the year has gone. I mean, I don't think you could be any worse than what they are right now. So might as well let them play out, see how they do, and I mean, see how he does, see how he performs, and just give him the NFL taste, man. Because you can't just. He had a really bad game, and it was against a really shitty team. But you got to let him play out. I think he needs to start starting next week. I don't even think he is. I think they're bringing on Case Keenum, if I'm right. I don't see Case Keenum playing very long. I think they're going to bench him right away and start Dwayne, or not start him, but bring him in. But I think going forward, you gotta put him in and just give him the NFL taste. The only way he's going to get better is by taking on some experience. So, head coach, and if Haskins should be starting.
Hold on. All right, we got to guess. Get that. No explicit on the show. No explicit, drugs or anything on the show. You got to keep it clean. All right, tell us your name and all that stuff.
So my name is Alex Yu. I am out of Frederick, Maryland. I am a Washington Redskins fan, unfortunately, but I definitely do have a few things to talk about tonight, if everybody can hear me.
Yeah, I think you should be.
Everybody,
audio should be good right now. Yeah. So what we were talking about right now, it was Jay Gruden being fired this week, and we were talking about like how short is Case Keenum's leash before Dwayne Haskins comes in?
Well, see, the thing about Case Keenum is that look, under my impression, I didn't know anything about him in the past, but then I learned that he had only had one season under his belt under college football, as a full season as a starting player. I was all for him, and that's great. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that he's a bad player, but I would definitely understand and respect why the coaching staff would say that he needs more time under learning through the QB's prime. Like Colt McCoy and Case Keenum and shit like that. You know what I mean? So excuse my language.
Yeah.
Sorry,
but
it's not that he's a bad QB. It's the fact that he doesn't have the experience. He definitely has a lot to learn. I definitely respect Jay Gruden's decision, whether he's fired or not, and Bill Callahan's decision as well, because you understand, this is somebody who just came fresh out of college ball, and he only has a year under his belt, and starting and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Dwayne Haskins? Are you referring to Dwayne Haskins?
Yeah, Dwayne Haskins definitely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not a bad QB, but
Do you feel like it's the right? Like, do you think like he has to start soon? You know, do you feel like they should throw him in there or
I
no?
mean, it could be a possibility, definitely, but I don't feel that he's ready for it, and that's because of the fact that he needs more learning. I mean, I feel that like if he had more reps under him, he would learn a lot more. You know, this is a different league, definitely, but
Hey, Alex, let me ask you this. So, Washington isn't going to do anything this year. It's basically rebuilding at this point. Yeah, so you're expecting rebuilding. So why wouldn't you start the quarterback that you drafted to give him the reps that he needs against good teams? Why wouldn't you start him so that way you can start that rebuilding stage? Do you think they're afraid of maybe him either getting hurt or just ruining him in general?
Well, our first. Apparently, he just walked inside, so maybe I'll call back. Get him back online in a second.
Cool. Let me ask you that question.
Typical Redskins.
Maybe
No offense to any Redskins.
as Vino is watching.
Sorry, Vino.
So let me ask you that question then, JB. Do you think they're making a mistake by not allowing him to start? Or do you think they're kind of, if they start him, they're just kind of feeding him to the wolves and then it's
yeah, that's how I feel right now. I feel like Dwayne Haskins doesn't have the team around him to like, really see his potential, see what he's got. And I feel like what's happened in the past is that there's been quarterbacks that have not had a good team and they're starting. You know what I mean? And it hinders their career. So I feel like you got to ride with Case Keenum for a few weeks, and hopefully maybe get a win somehow.
If I'm a Redskins fan, I think I would prefer Colt McCoy. If you want to wake up and
I know Case Keenum's starting this weekend.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is they're going against the Dolphins. This is a great chance for them to get a win. So
do you want to win though? I feel like you just let Miami get that done.
Yeah.
You gotta start. You gotta start looking into.
Sorry about that. You disconnected. You're back on.
It's my connection. Okay, so are we good?
Yeah, we're good. We were talking about, since the Redskins obviously don't have nothing to play for. Get the cigarette out of the. Okay, since the Redskins don't have nothing to play for, would you feel comfortable with Dwayne Haskins, or are you going to write it out with Case Keenum or Colt McCoy? So, yeah.
I mean, honestly, the fucked up part is that, like, with Colt McCoy is that he's, he has always been one hell of, like, a backup.
Yeah, I agree with you. He's a decent backup.
Bad. It's just like I dislike the fact that they would throw him back in right after the fact that he would come like right off an injury. I'm not the biggest fan of Case Keenum. However, I feel like he would just be the best starter for right now. It would be good for Dwayne Haskins just to be able to get the early reps, just to get the feel of everything. You know what I mean? Like he's a player that is more of like that you would build with and take time with versus just to throw him right in the mix. You know what I mean? It's not RG3. You know what I'm saying? The thing with RG3 that happened was that Mike Shanahan threw him in, and then he fucked up his leg off the jump, and it wasn't even necessarily his fault. It was the fact that Mike Shanahan threw him in when he wasn't even fully healthy. And in the middle of this,
his connections.
And now
your connections. I don't know if you can hear us good, but your connection's kind of cutting out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but your connection's kind of cutting out.
Yo.
Can you hear me?
Shit. Yeah, I can hear you.
But yeah, your connection's slightly cutting out a little bit.
I disagree. I think that Case Keenum would definitely be the better starter of the bunch.
Yeah, I agree with you. For now, at least.
Sure.
Let's shoot
I
him
think
with
that would just be the most smart.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
1 second, I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
So
This is a good topic, definitely. There are a lot of things that are going on right now, especially in regards to the Redskins and things like that. But I definitely feel that even if I feel that a lot of the organization would have been to blame. You know what I mean? Like originally, Jay Gruden did not want to sign Dwayne Haskins, but
He went down Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
what's his name?
they
Dan
disagreed.
Snyder pushed that.
Yeah.
He pushed that draft on him, so that's why that happened.
So
Give
it
me 1 second.
fired him
I'll
for
call
being
you guys.
right.
I'm sorry.
Well,
Let's catch him.
Just let me know when you're back. Anyways,
All right, man.
that was kind of sloppy, but we're working on FaceTiming and all that stuff. Sorry about that, but yeah.
Cool. Hey, got Scott here. He wants to know what is the best game of the weekend. What do you think would be the best matchup this weekend?
Oh man, there's a couple good ones. It depends.
I know you got a lot riding on that Chiefs and Texans game.
Yeah, that Chiefs Texans game that could determine like who's MVP so far of the season. It could be a shootout, an exciting game. That's going to be a exciting game with. I feel like whichever defense can generate some turnovers or make it harder for that offense to score.
Yeah,
that's going to be the determining factor of the game.
It's hard. I think it's going to be hard to bet on the over under because
don't
know if they're going to score a lot of points, and this might be kind of similar to what the Colts did. Keeping it short. This is a great weekend, honestly.
Yeah, this is we're starting to get into the NFL, like the part of the season where we like understand what certain teams
are doing.
Like what teams. There's no great team in the NFL right now. I don't even think the Patriots are great. I feel like you got some good teams, like possibly the Saints, like what they're doing without Drew Brees. The Packers, like how they're 4-1 so far. Like they got potential. There's still question marks around the Eagles and the Vikings, which is going to be a really good matchup this weekend. Also, I feel like too. Yeah. So I feel like this is, and you got the Browns Seahawks. The Browns are up against the wall. We're going to find out what type of team they are this weekend. Like I think we're really going to find out. A lot of people are going for the Browns over the Seahawks just because they think it's going to bring the best out of the Browns. That's usually when a team is backed up against the wall, and I'm sure the Browns know this. That's when the best comes out. But we'll find out.
Hey, look who's calling us. We got Vincent calling.
It's going to be interesting. And we got another guest now. So I'm sure we're going to get into some 49er talk. You take over the screen. Whatever.
Vincent, we're here live from Speaking Out Loud, man. How are you?
Hey, bro. Pretty good. Why you setting me up like that, bro?
Hey, I gave you the notice on the comments, bro. Hey,
you told me tomorrow.
Hey, are you ready? We're curious to know what your take is on the 49ers this year.
That's my team, but I don't think that they're gonna go all the way. I think they're playoff bound for sure, but they're not a.
Do you think they win?
Super Bowl contending team, especially against the Patriots and the Chiefs, bro. I don't think anybody's gonna fuck with them. Whoever wins that division, that's the Super Bowl, I think.
So you think there's someone coming out of the AFC is gonna win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, because.
Well, I expected a little more hype out of you on the Niners.
Tough teams besides the Rams, and we played them this Sunday, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, they also did put a good whooping on Cleveland, though. Who's potentially going to be is meant to be a great team, I think. They got all the pieces.
The only thing that sucks is we haven't even seen Jalen Hurd or you know what I mean, our wide receiver roster just keeps getting hurt. Matt Breida's running the ball good. You got Garoppolo. He's doing all right. He's still throwing picks, but that defense, boy, like Rich Sherman said. We'll cover, y'all rush. That's it.
Yeah. Their defense weekend kind of sets them up to kind of go on a losing streak.
Nah, I mean, after this game, I don't really see any tough matchups besides Seattle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what do you
The
think?
Bills too. The Bills look pretty good.
They are going over to St. Louis. What's your prediction on this game?
St. Louis, LA.
I mean, LA. I'm sorry.
I feel like we overcome. I feel like we win that one too.
Yeah, in LA.
I think we win by like at least a field goal.
Oh, I was expecting like 20 out of you on that one.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you were saying
No,
like
I
you
think if we could run the ball good, like with Matt Breida, I think if he continues to run good, because Kittle's gonna be questionable. So
yeah, I'm sure he plays though.
you think so?
Yeah, I'm sure he plays. This is a big game, division game on the road. I mean, I don't personally have a pick just yet.
If the 49ers win this game, like that sets them up perfectly, like to possibly even win the division because they're gonna have a game up on the Rams. So it's gonna be a big win if they can pull it off.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, because the only team I look at coming up is the Bills, maybe, and I mean Seattle.
Yeah, you never know with that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, like. By the way, Borba, I miss you. You're looking good, bro.
Appreciate it.
Dang, shout out.
Hey,
Body by Borba, check it out.
check it out.
Yeah, for sure. Gains for days.
3 Bs. All right, brother. Appreciate you joining the show, man. Hopefully you come on live at some point. But
Hey,
thanks.
so I just gotta say something, bro. Like, I'm not gonna bullshit with you. Like, you know how much I hate the Cowboys, but they're literally like a legit ass team if they can pull their head out of their ass. Like, for real.
That's not saying too much.
I mean, just that whole line, and if Dak Prescott could play, I mean, fuck, y'all are just killing it.
I agree. I think Dallas, I think as a Cowboys fan or anybody that's a Cowboys fan, I don't think you panic just yet. I think if they lose in New York this weekend, then maybe it's about time to start questioning some things. But I see an easy dub. But I
think the way the NFL is going right now, I think it's still like a toss-up. Like, even the teams that started off slow, I think they're still...
Oh, for sure. And I mean, the Vikings have to play the Eagles. And if the Eagles lose...
Look at the Eagles.
And if the Eagles lose this
look
weekend...
like trash, and all of a sudden, look at them. They're fucking winning.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. The NFL is definitely interesting right now. But, man, thank you for joining the show with us, brother.
All right, I'll see y'all later,
all right, brother. Have a blessed one.
Later.
That was Vincent Oaxaca. 49ers fan did not sound too excited about his team. I was expecting a little more energy there, man.
Yeah.
I was expecting a little more energy there. But, bro, let's put you on the hot seat here real quick. Eagles, Vikings. I don't want your prediction.
Okay.
I just want to know what Philly has to do to win this game and what the Vikings have to do to win this game. Let's start with the Eagles.
Eagles have to do two things. They got to be able to run the ball on us, and they got to pressure Kirk Cousins. Good. As you saw against Chicago, he makes mistakes. He gets rid of the ball too early. He never find his rhythm. He never gets comfortable. And that's how the Eagles go in that game. For the
Pressure.
Yes, pressure and run the ball. Jordan Howard, Miles Sanders got to run the ball. That's how they beat us.
Do you think the Vikings will take away the run? Will try to take away the run? And if they do, well, okay, that's the question there. Are you convinced that Philadelphia's running game is that great?
No, it's not that great. I don't think they've used it to the best of their ability. But what type of team are they? I think they want the game to go through Carson Wentz. But I feel like if you have that running game, it's going to make the game so much easier for Carson Wentz to be able.
It's kind of like a Dallas scenario.
Deshaun Jackson's out, so that's one that the big play threat down the field is not going to be there. So if the Vikings are able to stop the run and not allow the Eagles to get comfortable running the ball, 4 or 5 yards a pop, you put more pressure on Carson Wentz to make plays, and I'll take Carson Wentz, throwing the ball. I'd rather our team be able to stop the run and force quarterbacks to pass, because then our pass rush is going to get after you. We got decent coverage, pretty good coverage usually. Mike Hughes, like, came off the screen last week when I was watching him play. He made so many good plays. He's got a really bright future. He was a first-round pick last year, injured his ACL early in the year.
Yeah.
Was out for the season. And so I just feel like if we make the Eagles one-dimensional, that's our best chance to win.
And you
And
prefer them throwing.
yes, I would prefer them throwing right now, especially with Deshaun Jackson out. They don't have a big play threat. Of course, Alshon has made big plays against the Vikings. He's made big plays against like Xavier Rhodes and stuff in the past when he was on Chicago. So I just feel like our best bet is to get pressure on Carson and hope for a couple mistakes, really. And for the Vikings to win, protect Kirk Cousins. Have to protect him. If we're able to protect him, then he's able to get comfortable, and these 1 o'clock or 11 o'clock games, whatever our time, 1 o'clock games, he's I don't know if it's a mental thing, but he just plays better. Like when the spotlight is not on Kirk Cousins, he's a better quarterback. So if we can get him comfortable, protect him, and it starts by
This game's in Minnesota.
yeah.
Throw that out there.
So yeah, I think if we're able to protect Kirk Cousins, we win the game. The thing is the Eagles have one of the worst pass defenses in the league. I think they're like bottom 2 or 3 in the league right now for giving up pass yards. So we just got to protect him, and he'll make plays for us. That's what I'm going off of. Protect Kirk Cousins, let him get comfortable, get him out of the pocket, bootlegs, all that stuff, and of course Dalvin Cook. Run the ball with Dalvin Cook. He'll make plays. I think this week we got to throw the ball to run the ball. So we got to switch it up a little
for
bit.
sure. On this game, I really think we're going to see something out of Carson. Not necessarily see something out of Carson Wentz, but I think it's going to be on his hands. I think it's going to come down to what type of quarterback he is, and we're really going to see is he just a guy that pats the stats, or is he legit? Human eye, he's pretty good, right? He can kind of throw the ball from wherever.
Yeah.
But when the seat gets hot, either gets hurt or don't play great. So I'm excited to see what he shows out this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Definitely not rooting for him.
Me too.
It's going to be interesting. Eddie Grego said it's going to be our D-line, really. As long as they perform, Vikings have no chance. Well,
And that's what I agree. That's what I agree with. That's why I said
You
the
don't
first
protect
thing.
them, like you said,
That's what I
yeah.
said. The first thing we got to do is, if we can't protect Kirk Cousins, it's going to be a long day. I think Dalvin Cook, if we get him on the edge, he's going to be able to make some
So
plays.
my question for Eddie would be, if they protect Kirk Cousins, is it going to be a long day for Philadelphia defense?
Could be.
Could be, especially the way
Get
Thiel's
Dalvin Cook on the edge,
Thiel's
boy.
back in the game. Thiel's rolling. They did play a cheesy team though last week.
Giants.
Yeah, cheesy.
Giants gave the Patriots a run for 3 quarters.
That's cool. That's cool. That doesn't matter. But that's gonna be a hell of a game. I think those games that we picked it's gonna be fun. This weekend's gonna be fun. This weekend's gonna be interesting. So if you guys don't mind joining us this weekend at 9:30 Mountain Time, Speaking Out Loud, we will be live on YouTube, also on Facebook. And that's pretty much it.
Hopefully, our guests will get better at
Quality.
having
on there.
quality guests. No offense to Vincent. I'm just saying, when it comes to FaceTime or whatever.
We will have a Green Bay Packer in the house.
Oh yeah.
Josh Limnard will be here with us at 8:30, or show starts at 9:30, but he'll be here with us a little bit earlier. Join us for the drink of the day. Haven't disappointed yet, so see what Borba brings us to the bar here. So hey guys, check us out 9:30 Mountain Time Sunday pregame show. Check out the drink of the week. Give you your predictions. Hopefully not make you lose your money on some money lines and some
we'll give you those
spreads.
spreads.
And we'll go from there. Check y'all out.
Yes.
See y'all Sunday.
Make sure to comment, like, subscribe for this video on YouTube. We're gonna post this on our channel. Follow the SOL movement, and we have an Instagram page.
Instagram at SOL Speaking Out Loud. Also, you can find us on Facebook at SOL Speaking Out Loud. Show some love, share the videos, like them, and don't shoot your comments.
Yeah,
we're curious.
Give us honest feedback. We need it.
Appreciate you guys. I just love this thing so much. This thing is so funny.